Do you believe in ghosts? Please, let us on! The shield's failing! There's no time! A long line of ponies impatiently waited in front of an air wagon, but there was no sign of the Pegasus pilots. A green unicorn mare at the back of the crowd suddenly started screaming, desperately pushing ponies aside in a wild dash for the front. It's impossible! This can't be happening! Celestia's abandoned us! Luna's abandoned us! There's no— The panicked mare fell silent as her form hit the ground. All eyes turned to look at a soldier who had racked a fresh shell into a riot shotgun. Form a line, and wait your turn. There's room for everyone. Troublemakers will be met with lethal force. A little filly with a blonde mane and a pink coat was looking up at the sky towards Canterlot. A gigantic shiny bubble engulfed the whole mountaintop. The pink cloud trapped inside it was the most incredible sight of her life, capturing her attention completely. Hey, you there. A unicorn medical officer, dressed in a white uniform, was distributing protective suits to the foals. She paused for a moment in front of the pink filly and gave her a worried look. Are you alone? Where are your parents? The foal smiled at back of the officer. Mommy's up there. She pointed a hoof to the force field surrounding Canterlot. The energy bubble seemed a lot thinner than it had 10 minutes ago. She'll be back for dinner. The officer hesitated before looking down at the foal and trying to smile. Of course she will. What's your name, little one? I'm Puppy Smiles, cheered the filly, bouncing up and down on the spot. Yes, Puppy. All right. Now, listen to me carefully. I want you to take this suit and put it on. You must wear the suit and not take it off. Do you understand? The filly looked at the yellow object with a puzzled expression, then at the white pony. Yes, Miss Pretty Pony. I like you. Dear Celestia, she's just a foal. She hasn't done anything wrong. This war is killing more than just ponies. War is killing hope itself. The unicorn levitated and unfolded the suit. It was a warm yellow, with several pockets in the legs and a couple of saddlebags on the sides. Okay, I just need you to put your hooves in the holes for me. It's just like the pony pokey. Do you know the pony pokey? Yeah. You reach your right hoof in, you reach your right hoof out. Right, that's perfect. Now the tail. Here, let me close it up for you, and put this on your head. Done. The mare put a round glassy helmet on Puppy Smiles' head, then snapped the pair of locks on each side, firmly sealing the small pony safely inside a radiation suit. Wow, I look like a space pony, like Captain Andromeda. Whoosh! The filly started running and jumping in circles, giggling naively. The white mare simply sighed in relief and turned towards the next group of foals. Puppy Smiles was having a super-duper great time. Everything began with those big fireworks, like a super humongous surprise party, and the castle was encased with a splendid bubble, like those she made with soap. Just bigger, biggest, no, more, biggester. And now everyone was in the streets so they could have some fun together, for some sort of celebration. She prayed that to her lucky star that Mommy would come back home someday soon, so that they could have fun together. The helmet and the spacesuit were just the icing on the cupcake. They were super cool, and she was sure they made her look awesome. Right. What she needed now was a mirror. Without hesitation, the filly rushed home. The muffled street noise filtered into her mother's room. Puppy Smiles stood in front of the dresser, examining her helmet from the side. Strange lights and symbols danced across the glass. Objects in the room were rigged with green halos as she looked at them in turn. Writing appeared below. Too bad Puppy couldn't read. Her mom had barely taught her the basics. The filly frowned as she tried to construct the word. Bed. Wow, I'm good. Satisfied, Puppy trotted downstairs, totally forgetting the mirror. Instead, she went for the fridge. Muffins! Puppy picked one up from the tray and tried to take a bite. This immediately presented a problem. She couldn't get near it with that stupid helmet on.
Do want, but can't has. Bad helmet. How do I take you off?
She grabbed the offending fishbowl between her hooves and wrestled with it for a full minute, but no success. Panting, she sat down hard on her rump and decided to play her trump card. And she started crying. Unnoticed by the whining puppy smiles, a red symbol appeared on her visor. Her tantrum was cut short as a metallic voice began talking within the suit. Status of the host. Panic. The filly derped for a moment. What was going on? Who was speaking?
What?
Internal medical diagnosis initiated. Error. System rebooting. Estimated time 30 seconds. All those funny words were amusing, but it didn't help with getting rid of the helmet. Puppy Smiles was still upset.
Go away, stupid talking spacesuit. I want muffins.
Reboot complete. Checking vision. Initiated. 10 seconds to full operational status. 8. 7. In that moment, Puppy Smiles heard a crescendo of voices from outside. A mounting roar as all the ponies in the city screamed with terror. It was as if Canterlot itself had cried out one last time before the end, a desperate realization for the incoming doom. 5. 4. 3. Suddenly, the world went pink. Looking out of the window, the fool could see a shadow that grew darker and darker all over the place, as if a gigantic sugary pink cloud was falling on them. Obviously, to its meaning, Puppy pressed her helmet against the glass of the window, curious to see what was going on outside. 2. System rebooted. Starting diagnostic routine. Warning. Primary healing talisman is not responding. Activating backup healing talisman. Starting diagnostic. Female. Foal. Earth pony variety.
Wow, the spacesuit was smart. It knew a lot of things. Hi, I'm Puppy Smiles.
A blanket of pink mist flooded through the streets, muffling the sounds of the ponies it caught, their terrified screams being washed away by the cloud, only bringing them death, or worse. Life support system online. Temperature within parameters. Blood pressure within parameters. Warning, radiation level is above the average by 300%. Minor radiation poisoning detected. Inoculating. Radex, inoculating. Radaway, inoculating. Radaway. Puppy sat in front of the window, looking a bit puzzled by the mist leaking inside. She now wasn't sure of...
Yow! Stupid spacesuit. Why you stung me? Ow! Stop it!
Warning. Hazardous agent detected. Analyzing. Pink agent. Little horn type. Lethal at a concentrated exceeding 5%. Puppy giggled.
Spacesuit has funny words.
1.8%. 2.0%. 2.2%. Warning. Concentration of pink agent above safety levels. Evacuate the area immediately. Puppy stared in amazement as the pink fog poured through the window and across the floor. She smiled as it streamed between her hooves. It was like candy floss. Pink candy floss. Yay, her mom hadn't let her eat it since she made herself sick the last nightmare night.
I feel funny.
Danger. Mutation detected. Concentration of 5.4%. Danger. 6.0%. Evacuate immediately. Contact Ministry of Peace for immediate help. Initiating transmission of distress signal. Scanning for emergency channel. Transmitting. Warning. Concentration at 7.5%.
Mommy, I don't feel very... Can I stay home tomorrow?
Everything became foggy for the foal. She felt like she was sweating a lot, while at the same time she was freezing. Inoculating. Med-X. Inoculating. Healing potion. Concentration at 12.1%. Inoculating. Rad-X. Inoculating. Radaway. Concentration of pink agent at 16.0%. Inoculating. Poison antidote. Inoculating. Healing potion. Inoculating. Healing potion. Concentration at 22.6%. Inoculating. Healing potion. Inoculating. The ceaseless litany of the rad suit's medical systems continued as Puppy's legs gave out beneath her. Laying unconscious on the kitchen floor, the healing potions that coursed through her veins kept her alive. As the deadly pink agent slowly permeated the suit, it did its best to mitigate the worst of the effects. She didn't die, but she didn't quite survive either. Healing potion. Inoculating. Healing potion. Inoculating. Healing potion. Warning. Healing potion doses left. 3. Concentration of pink agent at 35.0%. Inoculating. Like an abandoned doll, Puppy Smiles slept in her rad suit as it sang its clinical chorus of programmed procedures. Hazardous atmosphere, suit compromised, medical supplies exhausted. She heard none of it as minutes followed into hours, hours into days. The filly simply laid there, on the floor, wearing the noisiest medical suit ever, which kept stoically informing her that she had almost died and needed practically everything. Days became weeks, weeks became months, as Puppy kept sleeping, frozen in that very last instant of life. Months stacked up into seasons, and seasons gave way to years. The suit continued to sing its lullaby of medical emergencies. Year upon year, the voice in the suit became lower and lower, starting to crack. The transparent helmet, covered in dust, hid the tragedy of the world outside from the filly's face, as she took in her longest ever nap. Sealed inside her suit, tainted by the cloud, decades passed until they became a century, then 2. The house bore the years without a single repair. It was a good house, built by earth ponies in the old pony way, brick by brick, with a solid roof and strong foundations. But everything has to meet its end. It began as a little crack in the middle of the main roof beam during spring, growing larger and deeper with every rainstorm, until the whole thing just resigned to old age. Right on Puppy Smiles' head. Day 1. Time, approximately 5 p.m. Location, Cloverleaf Terrace, suburb of Canterlot. When the building collapsed, it raised a cloud of dust and pink smoke that persisted for several minutes before everything went silent again. When the dust finally settled, from under the ruins came a tiny, muffled voice.
Howie.
Moving a brick, and then another, revealing something glinting under the rubble. A round, glassy helmet popped up, followed by the yellow silhouette of a small pony wearing a radiation suit. There was a long crack in the helmet, but somehow the damage began to disappear as the pony finished freeing herself from the collapsed building.
Mom?
The filly resembling an astronaut took her first few steps in an alien world.
What is this place? Where is Mom? Where is every pony? Mom? Mom!
Something felt wrong, beginning with the fact that she was still wearing the talking suit.
Mom?
Line reboot necessary.
Shut up, suit. Where's Mom? Where's my house? Where am...
The filly's words died in her throat as she looked up to see a familiar mountain, topped by a ruined but unmistakable castle. There was no doubt. This was Canterlot, her home.
But it's all broken.
Critical failure. No living requesting cuff. Annual rebooting.
Yeah, whatever.
The filly yelled, while still looking at the ruins of Canterlot looming above her, and all of a sudden she felt funny again. At first, her sight became foggy. Then, she felt on her flank, her legs unable to support her. Puppy Smiles grew weaker and weaker, feeling a terrible pain crawling from her hooves up to her spine. It was a new type of sensation. Everything in her just seemed to stop working, and the harder she tried to do anything, the more she felt trapped in her own body. Little filly tried to scream, but her mouth wouldn't move. The only thing she could do was look at the empty street through the cloud of pain and a dusty helmet. As she stood there, her focus shifted to a pile of strange, dirty white stones. Their shape was unusual. Long, thin, some curved, some straight. Now that she was paying attention, the foal realized what they were, and they were everything. The sight disturbed her slightly, but the sensation didn't last long. A green dot pulsed before her eyes, commanding her full attention. Reboot complete. Checking version. File not found. Starting emergency mode. Version 0.2. Ah! Puppy tried to say something, but she was still completely paralyzed. The foal just stared at the weird lights in front of her eyes that started to go from green to pink. Hey, good news at last. She loved pink. It was her favorite color. New components detected. Initializing matrix. Connecting. A spark ran through the foal's body, from her tail to her nose, washing away that horrible sensation of paralyzing weakness. With some hesitation, the filly tried raising a hoof. Finding no resistance, this encouraged her to try a few uncertain steps. It worked. It was as if the last 5 minutes had never happened. She just got all better all of a sudden. Go figure.
Wow, that was weird. Now I just need to get this stupid spacesuit off.
All systems are operational. Starting diagnostic routine. Analyzing. Subject 001. Puppy smiles. Female. Foal. Earth pony variety. No vitals. Checking for error in diagnostic equipment. No error found. Repeating diagnostic routine. Female. Foal. Earth pony variety. No vitals.
What are vitals? I want vitals. Are they yummy?
Launching learning program for foals. Connecting to Ministry of Image for recent updates. Unable to establish connection bridge. Launching program from backup files. Please wait for the installation to finish. The filly started trotting around, moving towards the pile of old weathered stones and stopping to get a better look at them. The HUD in her helmet illuminated the heap, surrounding its silhouette with a pink halo. Corrupts! The filly jiggled. Reading was fun. A second later, she frowned.
What is a corrupts?
Corpse. Noun. Remnants of a dead creature. The more you know. The metallic voice quickly answered the question.
Dead? Like, dead?
Searching synonyms for dead. Cadaverous, deceased, defunct, departed, done for, erased, expired, extinct, gone, inanimate, inert, lifeless. Puppy listened to the first part of the list, then poked a long white bone with a hoof. Her eyes pointed out something just too familiar about the skeleton.
Mr. Voice, this corpse, what was it?
Analyzing. Pony. Adult female. Unicorn variety. The little foal shivered, or at least felt like shivering. Her eyes rose, looking down the street littered with bones everywhere. Skeletons of dead ponies curled up on themselves, lining against the walls, corralled into small groups as if they'd tried to find safety in numbers. All dead. Every pony was dead.
What happened? Mom? Where's Mom?
Puppy Files smelt a cold sensation running down her spine.
Mr. Voice, where's Mom?
Mom. Ministry of Morale. Analyzing data. Connecting to Equestrian cartographical OnSpark. Downloading data. Error. Name matching failed. Searching for Mom broadcast signal. Spritebot found. Establishing communication bridge. Puppy Smiles followed the voice after the first 2 or 3 sentences. Now she was just trying to find her home. Maybe your mother was there waiting for her.
Why is everything different? Where's my house? Where are all the pretty ponies?
Glancing down the street, she saw the rusted and battered remains of the Pony Joe's donut shop, confirming that this was the street where she lived. Her house must have been... But... She stood in front of the ruins she just crawled out of minutes ago, looking at them in disbelief. Query. Broadcasting source. Broadcasting source found. Location marker transmission in progress.
If this is home, where is my mom?
Puppy sat down and started to cry, or at least tried to. Quite soon, the foal found that she was just bawling. No tears ran down her face, and she didn't feel relieved at all. Now the filly was almost sure that something in her was wrong. She was going to ask the mechanical voice about that, but was interrupted. Ministry of Morale's location added to the map. Nearest mom hub added to the navigator.
You found my mom?
Affirmative. Mom has been located. Nearest mom hub outside Canterlot Ruins is set as new navigation priority.
I guess that's a yes?
Instructions. Follow the pink arrow on the compass until destination is reached.
Thanks?
The filly took some seconds to realize how great this thing was. That voice had just found her mom. She was going to see her mommy. Everything was going to be all right. Who cared about the house, the dead ponies, the ruined castle, or this stupid... No, wait. This super-duper smart talking spacesuit was going to find her mom. The thought filled her with such glee that it pushed everything else from her mind. Who cared that she didn't feel hungry or tired or whatever? Mom would know why. She was going to find her mom. Everything was going to be fine.
Yay!
Day 1. Time. Approximately 8:30 p.m. Location. Sunshine Plaza. Outskirts of Canterlot. Warning. Vital parameters absent. Warning. Medical supplies exhausted. Warning. All emergency channels are mute. Warning.
Warning! Wrap up warning! Wrap up!
Puppy Smiles was trotting down the streets to Canterlot suburb, singing her personal version of the greatest hit all over Equestria, trying to match the suit's timing so that it would seem like a chorus, and no, it didn't work.
The medical supply's tired. Warning, wrap up. Warning, wrap up. We'll soon need batteries.
Negative. Energy supply is sufficient. Estimated lifetime of the spark before red level, 1,200 years.
Oh, come on. Just sing and stop whining.
Negative. This is not whining. This is a warning. I can supply appropriate audio samples of whining.
Warning for what? Everything will be alright as soon as we find my mom. She's the coolest pony ever.
Negative. Mom is not a pony. It is an acronym for...
Of course Mom's a pony. And she's not an acrobat either.
Negative. It is Ministry of Morale. Puppy Smiles giggled.
Silly Mr. Suit. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but words never hurt me.
She giggled again.
Ministry of Morale. If that has to do with anything.
Puppy trot into the deserted roads, past the bombed-out relics and ghosts of ponies long dead. As daylight faded into dusk, she found herself in a large city square, before a statue of Celestia.
Wow, pretty Princess Celestia. When I'm big, I want to be a princess too.
Puppy paced around the monument with curiosity, trying to find a way onto the statue's back. Having to ride in a gigantic marble Celestia seemed just too awesome to be a bad idea. But just as she prepared to start her ascent, the suit interrupted. Warning. Hostile detected. Distance, 20 meters. Analyzing. A red dot appeared on the compass beside her pink objective. Turned to face it, she saw a pony watching her from the doorway of a post office. At last, some pony else. What's his name? Horse Tile? That's a funny name. The filly skipped towards him with her best winning smile.
Hi, Mr. Horsetile. I'm Puppy Smiles.
Warning. Hostile at 6 meters and closing.
Oh, and this is Mr. Voice. He lives in my spacesuit and whines all the time, but he's super smart.
The creature stared at Puppy with an empty, glowing gaze. He was a horribly disfigured earth pony. His mane was almost completely gone, and skin peeled off his body in several places, revealing rotting meat and yellow bones. Growled the ghoul as he took a step towards her.
Is something wrong with you, Mr. Horse?
Analysis complete. Creature, Canterlot Ghoul. Threat level, lethal. Tactical retreat is advised. Puppy stopped, transfixed by the ghoul's unwavering red glare. Suddenly aware of the horror standing before her, the ghoul simply stood and stared back.
I've got something very important, so I gotta go by.
The fool turned and sprinted for her life, scrambling over bones and screaming like the scared little filly she was. The ghoul watched her display until she disappeared from sight, then sauntered back into the police office. After several blocks, Puppy finally decided it was safe to slow down and catch her breath. She looked over her shoulder, hoping the monster had given up the chase. The street was empty. Lucky Puppy. She was the best runner ever. Maybe she could even do a sonic rain boom without ever flying. Was that possible? It would have to be super cool for sure.
Okay, Mr. Voice, you're the egghead. Is that not-so-pretty pony still chasing us?
Negative. Scanning shows no activity in the area.
Super. Now, let me just catch my breath then.
Puppy realized something strange. She was barely winded despite having just run half a kilometer at full gallop. She had only stopped because she felt like she should be tired. This seemed a teeny tiny bit wrong and made Puppy recall all the warnings the suit kept giving her. Maybe there was something that she needed to know.
Mr. Voice, am I ill?
Running diagnostic procedure. Please wait. Negative. The subject is not ill nor wounded or poisoned. Puppy felt relieved. The thing about not being hungry or tired was probably nothing unusual. Her mom was always awake after Puppy's bedtime, and she never got tired. Maybe she was growing up at last. Yes! Puppy was becoming a big pony just like Mom. Diagnostic complete. The subject is deceased.
Diseased? You just told me I was alright.
Negative. I told you that you were not ill. The filly frowned.
Wait just a moment. I'm not ill, but I'm diseased?
Negative. You are deceased.
But that's the same thing I said.
Negative. The word you are using is incorrect.
Stop it with this. You say tomato, I say tomaho. Same thing. It was boring, even when I was 5. You don't want to tell me what's wrong? Fine. I don't want to know. Blah.
Puppy stuck her tongue out in the helmet HUD and again started to follow her compass heading. She barely noticed that the night had dawned in on her. She could still see her way clear as day. Unknown to Puppy, her eyes now had shone with a faint pink light. Day 1. Time approximately 10 p.m. Location: Dead Hills, Wasteland. As the yellow-suited filly made her way out of the city, she found herself at the top of a long, winding road. As it stretched into the distance, she saw it pass through a desolate landscape of scorched hills and dead forests, with little sign of civilization in between. In the darkness, Puppy slowed to a stop, and looked around, confused.
Hey, Mr. Voice. Are you super duper sure that this is the way? We're not heading anywhere near the mountaintop.
Affirmative. Nearest likely intact Mom hub is located in this direction. However, it is not currently broadcasting. Other hubs are also located further down this route. The little filly frowned for a moment, and it seemed that some big gears were making a lot of noise in her head while she was trying to translate what the suit had just said. In the end, she just smiled.
Okie dokie Loki. Let's just sing something then. There's a place where grass is growing, that's for dinner. Charmed, fun, and wild. There must be something in the water.
In the wasteland, walking down the road and making such a racket as she was just asking for trouble. Within half an hour, Puppy had attracted the attention of every possible aggressor in the area, though most of them were a bit wary of how to proceed. Warning. Several hostiles detected. Caution is advised.
Why, Mr. Horsetail again?
Puppy looked around in a frantic panic. She was sure that she had lost him in town. How could he... Suddenly, the filly fell on her rump, as a stinging pain in her left hind leg made her buckle. The pain wasn't that bad, but for some reason she couldn't get up.
Ow.
A group of 3 ponies were racing in her direction, screaming and foaming like mad. "You! I'm gonna eat your heart! I want his helmet! It's mine! I saw it first! It's mine, mine, mine! He's not bleeding! Why isn't he bleeding? Make him bleed!" Warning. Breach in contamination layer. Exposure to external elements unavoidable. Survival of subject not guaranteed. Self-repairing magic activated. The foal waved a hoof at the new arrivals.
Hi, pretty ponies. I'm Puppy Smiles. Have you seen my mom? Oh, and watch out for the horse flies. They sting like crazy.
Puppy just sat smiling at the 3 ponies, trying to behave and ignore the annoying sting in her leg.
Stupid insects.
The trio of ponies rushing towards her showed no sign of slowing down. She frowned for a moment.
Something wrong?
"Immobilize the bastard! Cut his leg off! I want to see how he does like a snail." The large earth pony tackled Puppy to the ground, effectively burying her under his sheer bulk. The other 2 ponies split up. The unicorn kept his distance and trained a rifle on the foal's head, while the earth pony mare pinned Puppy's legs.
Gotcha! Now, hold still while I...
Warning. Pink agent. Little horn type detected. Where the earth pony landed on Puppy Smiles, a thick pink cloud puffed out from the large bullet hole in the suit, right into his face. At first, the pony looked annoyed, but this emotion was rapidly replaced with realization, fear, panic, terror, as finally his head started to melt. "Ah! Help me! Help, please! Ah! Kill me!" The other 2 raiders stared in disbelief as the massive earth pony, as his face melted and dripped from his skull like ice cream on a hot summer's day. The earth pony mare looked at the filly inside the helmet. She seemed so small, so innocuous. She has big, pink, gleaming eyes.
It's a ghoul! Back off!
Back! The mare tried to flee, but started coughing up blood. It was too late to run. She'd already tasted the pink venom, and without a healing potion, she was just as dead as her companion. The unicorn screamed in panic like a foal, threw his rifle against Puppy's helmet, and then ran for his life. In the meantime, the big male rolled from Puppy's back, as liquefied brain leaked out of his skull and orbits, and splashed against the asphalt. The female tried to run while choking on her own blood, managing to get about 100 meters before collapsing. Warning. Breaching containment layer. Exposure to external elements unavoidable. Survival of the subject is not guaranteed. Repairs in progress. Puppy was reeling, shell-shocked by the big pony dying right in front of her. It was worse than a horror movie, mostly because it was real. What an Equestria could have done that? Melting a head with all the skin and bones, and suddenly she realized.
Mr. Horsetile! He had the same melted face. He killed them!
And now she was next. No. No. That wasn't good. She had to get up and run away super fast. Rainbow dash fast. Unfortunately, her leg wasn't cooperating. She tried to get up and run, but could barely manage to stagger. So, stagger she did as fast as... let's say a crippled turtle. Repairs complete. Contamination restored. Running medical diagnostics. Subject. Deceased.
Don't you dare start that again. We're in a pinch here.
Negative. No immediate threats detected. Hostile count in the area. 0.
Count? Mr. Horsetile's a noble pony?
Negative. The correct word is hostile. You are distorting the meaning of...
What are you, a dictionary? I'm tired of your big fancy words.
Puppy sighed in frustration.
Look, there's a super evil zombie pony count after us. We have to get out of here before he finds us again.
Negative. There is a misunderstanding of celestial
Cut it out!
As the anger grew inside Puppy, her eyes began to burn. No, really. They were literally producing brilliant pink flames. They were so brilliant that she could finally see herself reflected in the glass of her helmet, working like a mirror in the darkness. What Puppy saw was a terrible creature with mad, burning eyes, a soulless monster that scared her to the bone. Speechless and completely lost in the vision, Puppy fell to the ground. She clenched the helmet between her hooves, closing her eyes, and started to cry. There were no tears, but it was loud, a soul-felt wail that lasted for hours. Day 2. Time approximately 5:45 a.m. Location: Dead Hills, Wasteland. During the night, several creatures had been lured by the sound, but none of them dared to approach the yellow filly. Something about her unsettled them deeply. It was already morning by the time Puppy finally stopped crying. Slowly, she lowered her hooves from the helmet and opened her eyes. The suit had gone mute since her little scene the previous night. Now she was starting to feel a little lonely.
Mr. Voice? Are you there?
Affirmative. All systems are powered and ready.
Ah, right. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shout at you,
Warning. This program is not designed for socializing. The emergency mode only provides hardware support, voice command interpretation, and basic survival advice.
Please. Please don't leave me alone. I'm sorry. Please take me to Mom.
Location Mom already set as priority navigation point. Puppy hesitated for a moment, trying to understand what the voice was implying.
Are you saying that we are still going to find Mom together?
Affirmative. It is set at the target priority.
Yay! I love you, Mr. Voice.
Puppy was suddenly interrupted by the sound of a manly metallic laugh, but it wasn't coming from inside the helmet. The filly looked around, trying to pinpoint the source, and found a sprite bot fluctuating in the air beside her. Hi.
I'm Puppy Smiles?
After her last experience with newcomers, she wasn't completely sure that the every pony is a welcome pony approach was the best one. But she had been told to be nice, and she didn't want to disappoint her mother. The sprite bot hovered for a few moments longer, then replied, hi, Puppy. Can I call you Puppy? You are quite an interesting encounter. Puppy smiled happily. A friend at last.
Sure. Every pony calls me that. What's your name, Buzzing Eye?
I'm Watcher. Pleased to meet you. The foal tilted her head.
What are you watching?
Well, anything that I find interesting.
Wow, that must be a lot of things.
The bot laughed for a moment. Well, yeah, quite a lot. Say, is that a fully functioning Mark VI Omni environmental suit you're wearing?
Nope, it's a spacesuit. That's super cool, also talks, but I can't get out of it.
Oh? And how did you get inside of it?
A pretty pony put it on me yesterday.
Yesterday? Can I ask who that pony was? Puppy pondered for a moment.
She had a pretty white vest, and made me sing the Pony Pokey. It was all a bit crazy. She didn't tell me what her name was.
Crazy? Like what? The filly frowned, trying to remember the important details of the encounter.
Well, there was this big bubble all around the castle, and the streets were full of ponies and soldier ponies, and then the pink mist, and...
Whoa, slow down for a moment. Pink mist? Castle? Do you mean in Canterlot?
Yep. Well, not Canterlot. We live downhill, but it's still Canterlot, you know?
Yes, I know. The voice hesitated. And this happened yesterday?
Maybe it was a couple days ago? Yesterday I woke up and all the pretty ponies were gone, and my house was gone too. And there were a lot of corpse ponies, and it was pretty creepy. And a really ugly pony chased me, But now it's okay, because me and Mr. Voice are gonna go find my mom.
The sprite bot was silent for a long time. Puppy just kept smiling, waiting for her new friend to say something else. When the voice finally came back, it sounded distant and somehow not so friendly. So, after the thing with the pink cloud, you went to sleep and you woke up the next day and everything was just gone?
Yep.
And you've not been able to get out of the suit since then end. You haven't had anything to eat or drink or go to the restroom?
Nopity mopity.
The filly smiled.
Mr. Voice said it was because I was diseased. But then he said no, and then yes, and we had this big argument about fancy words.
And can I ask you where you're going right now? At last, an easy question.
Sure. I'm gonna go find my mom. Mr. Voice found her, and I'm following the super nice pink arrow. When I find her, everything will be alright.
This Mr. Voice pointed you in that direction? Down this road?
Yeah. Wow, Mr. Watcher. You are super curious, aren't you? Maybe you should be called Mr. Questioner.
The filly giggled. The voice didn't say anything for almost a moment. Celestia, I can't. Listen, puppy,
Yes?
The filly's eyes grew bigger. The voice went mute again for a long moment. I'm sorry. I have to go. I wish you luck.
Sure. Good luck to you, too. When I find my mom, I'll tell her that you were nice to me. Bye-bye.
The sprite bot gave a burst of static. They began playing some music, floating away in the direction of Canterlot.
Wow. Music. He has cool music. Hey, Mr. Voice, do we have music too?
Affirmative. I have received several radio signals. Some of them are meant for entertainment. Fancy words again. Puppy frowned, trying to translate that sentence.
This means we can have music?
Affirmative.
Do it!
At a few crackles of static, the radio began to play. The little filly in yellow continued south, trotting merrily along the lonesome road. What is this place, filled with so many wonders, casting its spell that I am now under? Footnote. Level, no wait. Puppy uses a monster template. Does she get levels? I think not. Link to Chapter 2. Puppy's Special. Strength 5. Perception 4. Endurance 5. Charisma 7. Intelligence 4. Agility 6. Luck 9.